In this video, I'm going to go through the tags that you need to create a very simple web page. So I'm back in REPL again, and this is the default for when you create an HTML REPL. Now, I'm going to get rid of this default so that we can talk through everything we need. So just highlight it, delete it, and start over. So the first thing you need is a tag that indicates what type of document you have. And so again, I know I mentioned this in a previous video, the tags are surrounded by angle brackets or the greater than less than symbol. I should say less than greater than symbol. And the first one is exclamation mark, the word doc, type, all uppercase, and then HTML. So you absolutely need this tag because it tells the browser it's an HTML document. I like to skip a line for readability, and the next tag you need is HTML. So this surrounds all the tags. Some tags have an open and a close, and I explained that again in a previous video. An open tag has simply the less than greater than symbol or the angle brackets surrounding the tag name. Remember that these are special names and they're reserved. Every element on your page has a very specific name and syntax that you need to use. The closing tag, I'm going to skip a few lines here and outdent again. So again, the angle bracket, but notice the closing has the / in front of the tag name. So I'm just going to click on that. And so you have an open tag and a closed tag. Inside your HTML, now you can specify things about your page. The first thing we're going to specify is the page's title. So I'm going to indent to indicate that this is a tag that goes inside the HTML that's part of the HTML. So the first is title. Title has an open and a close. So I'm going to throw in the open and the close at the same time so you can see how that works. Anything in between is what's going to appear as an element on your page. In the case of the title, this appears on the tab, these tabs here, in your browser. So my first page, let's say. The next tag you absolutely need is the body. The body has an open, and it also has a close. And here, notice what I'm doing again. I have indented so it's aligned with the title, right? Be sure to be nice and neat. And these are indented and are inside the HTML. And now tab in. And what do you want inside the body? In other words, what's going to show here? So first thing we're going to do is a heading. Headings are nice and big and bold. So we're going to include an H1. Now I'm going to go back and take a look at that. You can have an H1, an H2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The default font size gets progressively smaller. You can only go up to 6. There is no such thing as an H7. All right, so I'm going to do an H1. That's the largest one. This is a heading. Okay, and that's what I want to appear on my page. And now close the tag so that your HTML browser, so the browser knows that's the end of that element. And what's important here is if you forget to close your tag, say here, or even here, it could cause errors down the line. So just be real careful that you have an open and a close, and use this double clicking to double check if you have the closing tag. So this is enough to display a page. So I'm going to click Run, and notice what's going to appear. This is a heading. Now let's add another tag. So there is an element called a paragraph, and that is the P tag. So it is a P open and a P close. Paragraphs tend to be longer, and obviously sentence is long, and the default font size is much smaller. So this is a sample paragraph with a second sentence that makes no sense, but that's all right. Don't show your English professors that. Okay, and then I just closed my P tag because I'm done. Now, it doesn't matter if you add spacing or not. That's not going to show up on the page, but it sometimes just helps for you to read. You could go to the next line if you wanted to, so you see the P open and the P close. Most people don't do that with the P tag. All right, I'm going to go ahead and run. And there's my paragraph. Now, add another element. Let's say an H2. So experiment with your H's. Okay, and close it. Now, I know that REPL gives you the shortcut. I'm not used to the shortcuts. I'm used to the typing. But whatever is easier for you, click Run. And notice that my internet connection is stalled. It took a while. I had to pause the video. So this is the additional element that I've added. I have 3 elements on my page. This is an H1. Notice that the H2 is slightly smaller. I have a paragraph in the middle, right? There's all kinds of stuff going on. One more thing I want to show you before we head on to the next video is this last item that you see here on the far right is open in a new tab. Click on that. Creates a new tab in your browser, and there is your title, My First Page. Okay? And this is what it would look like if it was its own page. I lied. I thought of something else. On slide 44 in the PowerPoint for this chapter, I have all the tags that we just talked about. So everything like the title, the H1s through the H6s, so you can kind of experiment with that.